Hi there, I'm Gavin. I'm an addict. Some of you people know me. I started my recovery 1997. I'm slightly over 20 years clean. Actually, I'm nearly 21 years cleaner. Wow, time flies, actually, when you're having fun. Uh, on the 3rd of May, please God, I'll be 21 years clean. It's just one day at a time, which is why I kind of don't know about how many years it is. It was just like yesterday when I was 20 years. I'm doing this because somebody asked me to do this, to share it with Houghton House, which is where I got my recovery. On the 3rd of May 1997, I walked into Houghton House, which was then in Houghton, and I was interviewed by Russell and by Alex. Alex became my counselor, and I got myself a sponsor, and I started going to meetings, and that was the start of a long journey. And I've not looked back. This is my recovery. This is where I am, and I'm very grateful to be where I am. I complain a lot. I have issues, and I have problems, but I'm alive, and if it weren't for recovery, I would most likely be dead. In fact, I'm pretty sure that I would be. And my recovery is, whilst it's a wonderful thing, my drug use has given me some health issues later on in life. My ticker's not so great. Doesn't help that I'm overweight, but I don't think some of the substances that I used helped my ticket any good. I mean, I was using stimulants when I was 15, 16 years old to play sports and enhance my performance. Didn't enhance them. It was all a waste. Didn't enhance them all that much. Anyway, that was me, and I'm going to try not to do a drug-a-log. Of course, that's always not wanted. My recovery started in 1997. I was in Houghton House. I got myself a sponsor. I don't know where he is now. I wouldn't mind knowing. His name was Rosh. I don't know if he's still in the rooms. And of course, I did my step 4 in the Houghton House. And in June, I went off to Dot's Plot, as it was, in Plettenberg Bay. And there I met a couple of people, Gareth, Ryan. I'm not sure where Ryan is now. Ryan was great. Gareth was great. I owe a lot to Gareth. And of course, Houghton House was step 1, step 2, and step 3. And the final step that I did there was step 4 before I left. There wasn't anything that I didn't tell people. My recovery started on that. Step 4 says we made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. And I did. I haven't been as honest with myself, or with others, let's put it that way. I'm always honest with myself, but I haven't always been as honest with others as I was then. I opened myself up completely Anyway, I opened myself up to completely, both to my sponsor and to Alex, and I haven't looked back. And I do believe that one of the reasons that I have been successful in recovery is that I didn't let anything hold me back. They talk about secrets keeping you sick, and I had no secrets. I left Houghton House feeling like a human being, like I didn't feel before. I'd always felt like I was not a part of, that I was apart from and not a part of. I left Houghton House and entered Dot's plot feeling that I was a part of something and a part of recovery. I still have friends that are in recovery, and I'm very grateful for that. Of course, there have been a couple that were with me that are no longer with us. I talk about Rob and Pete and Alex, who went on to a better place as far as I'm concerned. I do believe that what happens after this life is a better place. I think that to all intents and purposes, to some degree, we all live in hell. And where we go from here can only be better. But that's just my idea of it. And who knows if that's true. Anyway, so I left. I went to Houghton House. I lived in Plet for a couple of years afterwards. I have some good friends in Plet. I very much miss it. But I'm here. And, looking back doesn't always help. So I did what I did. I got where I'm going. And I'm still putting one foot in front of the other. Unfortunately, I don't do meetings. Where I am, I'm without transport, and the meetings, I stopped smoking about 10 or 15 years ago. I've lost count. I stopped smoking cigarettes, and the meetings here are all smoking meetings. I refuse to sit in a smokehouse. Certainly my health can't handle it, and my life is worth more than that. So I've had to make a decision. And unfortunately, I've had to cut meetings out because of the fact that it's detrimental to my health. My mental health not, but anyway, that's another story altogether. So, this is my first share. I haven't shared in a long time. I was, of course, Cork Bay meeting in Cape Town was my meeting. For many, many years. I was part of the NA there. I was known as NA Mafia because, things at that point in my life were very black and white. And I think that in early recovery, they need to be very black and white. They need to be, if I use, I die. And I did kind of see that happen a couple of times. So, black and white in early recovery, very, very important. Stay off the drugs. Don't use, no matter what. Sweat it. White knuckle it. Fake it till you make it. But it gets easier. It does. And that's my message that I want to pass on today. It gets easier. It's most definitely something that with time one struggles less wanting to be out of reality, because that's what I was addicted to. I was addicted to being out of reality, and with time I learned to handle reality a lot better than I used to. I'm okay with me now. I can be on my own and I can do nothing or do something. I prefer to keep myself occupied because being bored is not a good thing. But I can be alone and I can do nothing and I'm okay with me, which is something that I wasn't okay with many, many years ago. I'm sometimes brutally honest, sometimes I say things that perhaps I shouldn't, but again, that comes from being very black and white about stuff, and I'm still that way in some respects. So the message is, keep coming back. It works if you work it, and you are worth it, so work it. Everyone is worth it. Everyone is worthwhile, despite what you might think of yourself, you are. And just keep at it, because it is worth it in the end, and things always get better. So, yeah, thanks a lot for listening, and yeah, be well.